Good afternoon and welcome back. I wanted to share this new journal with you. I just finished doing the Adventures in Booksmithing course with Nik the Booksmith, and this is the tome that you make with that has the ridges. Couple of deviations from that. Most of the time what she has you do is do some sort of raised effect on the front that the dry brushing brings out, and I tried a couple of different stencils that I had, and basically they look kind of dorky. So I decided to do this kind of a cover, but I still wanted this kind of faded, worn looking tome, so I went with that. The other thing is that I had already taken her hollow back bookbinding class, so instead of gluing the signatures to the spine, it's actually the hollow back, which is slightly different, mainly in that you don't put glue between the back of your signatures and the spine. There are two paper groups in here. One is papers from the Mermaid and Catching Waves series from On a Whimsical Adventure, and that's what all of these kind of designs are. And the cardstock that makes a lot of the pockets and things is K & Company. It's Tim Coffee papers, and it's all of these wonderful nautical designs that just so happen to blend perfectly with the papers from Anya's grouping. So I'll just kind of zip through here. All of the elements on here, except for these little pictures of mermaids, which I got from Pinterest, were part of Anya's collections, and I will have all the links of that below in the description box. This just has a little bit of seam binding sewn to it and a little charm of a mermaid. This paper is some of the parchment paper you've seen me use in other books from Staples. This is some blueberry dyed paper. So here's one of the Tim Coffee designs made into a pocket, and then I had some off prints of some of my pages, and I just made little writing spots for the pocket. Another piece of the K & Company paper. So I did do a little bit of stenciling on some of the papers that were kind of plain, and I used distress inks, and the blue ones were all this salty ocean, and then I kind of mixed a little bit of the pistachio one for the green to kind of make it a little more teal, so I just kind of blended them on my brush. Here's a little side pocket, more of Anya's wonderful papers. The other side of that pocket. Some more seam binding sewn on and stenciling. I had tried this for the cover for the scales, and it just didn't look right, so you know, you move on. These are from Pinterest, but all of these other things, oh, well, this is from Pinterest as well, but all of these other things, including these little charms, are part of Anya's collection. This is a inked up dryer sheet folded in half and stitched on. I used Dilutions inks in purple and blue and a darker blue, and it just kind of came out that way. This is seam binding that has actually been marbled. When I marble my paper, there's always a little edge around the paper in the tray, and I thought to myself, why am I wasting that perfectly good paint and pattern? So you will see several pieces of seam binding in here that have actually been marbled. These are some of the little stamps out of the K & Company paper, and this is a little Tim Holtz die cut that you may be familiar with. Another pocket. This tag is part of Anya's collection, and that's another offcut of a piece of misprinted paper. I don't know why I was having so much trouble with my printer this week. I think it has to do with the fact that it has been raining here continuously and everything's a little damp and the paper was a little sticky. Another one of the wonderful tags from Anya's collection. Little pocket made with a piece of my marbled paper. Some sari silk. Once again, these are from Pinterest, but the little torn background that you clip that picture to in Photoshop is from Anya's collection. A piece of the marbled seam binding, another little charm. That's just dyed seam binding, not marbled. Another one. There's 6 of these tags and they're just really pretty. So all of these elements here are from Anya's collection, except for this. This is from Pinterest. Another piece of my marble paper. All of these shells here are from the Graphics Fairy, put onto a piece of Anya's paper in Photoshop. Now these pictures are actually from Anya's collection, and the words as well. It's she calls them transfers. Another one of the Pinterest mermaids put onto one of Anya's papers. Another piece of my marble paper, and another one of the mermaid tags, part of the Tim Coffee collection. And Anya also has a set of journaling cards that are very nice, and that's one of them. That's actually blueberry. Don't ask me why it's green. I have no clue. Another one of Anya's journaling cards. Another one of the dryer sheet sprayed pieces with another one of Anya's cards, and then a leftover piece of the scrapbook paper. Some more sari silk. The tag and this pocket are part of the K & Company's cardstock. I think that's the 5th of the 6 tags. A little bit of washi tape. It's Tim Holtz. Another pocket. Tried not to overstuff this one so that it could actually be used. This little mermaid is again from Pinterest, and I just extracted her and put her on a piece of Anya's paper. Another one of those little Tim Holtz dies on a tag. Little charm. And this is another piece of the marbled seam binding. And there's the back. And this is some of my marbled paper in the middle. And the other thing that I did was I reversed. She usually has you put some cardstock behind fabric because the cardstock will eventually kind of wear out in along the spine here where it folds. Well, I just reversed it because I had this paper that blended so well that I wanted showing. So on the back of here, instead of more cardstock, which would be paper again that would wear out, it's actually got a piece of fabric on the back. So I hope you enjoyed that. I really enjoyed Nik's course, and I hope that you will consider taking some of those because they're wonderful. And please check out A Whimsical Adventure and all the wonderful collections that she has of papers in a lot of different themes. This one just happened to be seaside and mermaids. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.